At 6:40 a.m., the battlefield sky over Ukraine tore open, not with missiles first, but with silence. A silence that lasted only seconds before the sound of an explosion marked the fall of what Russia calls the pride of its air fleet. The Ka-52 Alligator, a 21st-century attack helicopter valued at nearly $16 million. This is not just military hardware. This is a symbol of power, intimidation, and dominance. But today, that symbol fell, burning, smoking, collapsing into the soil of a war that refuses to slow down. And the moment it hit the ground, the world took notice. Ukraine confirmed the kill. NATO began monitoring. Analysts started connecting dots. And a question shook international defense circles. Is Russia losing control of the skies? Good morning or good evening, wherever you are. This is a developing story, and you're watching a deep breakdown of one of the most expensive and consequential Russian losses in recent weeks. Stay with me, because what I'm about to show you has bigger implications than one aircraft. It might signal the beginning of a major shift in the war itself. Let's begin. Now, early this morning, Ukraine released confirmation that a Ka-52 attack helicopter, heavily armed, radar-equipped, designed for frontline destruction, was neutralized near forward positions. According to battlefield observers, this was not accidental, not random, not luck. It was a precision strike. Ukrainian officials called a message delivered in broad daylight. The Ka-52, known as the Alligator, is one of Russia's most capable and feared attack helicopters. It carries anti-tank guided missiles, air-to-air rockets, a 30mm cannon, advanced optics for night operations, and is designed to break ground forces before they can advance. In theory, it is nearly untouchable. In reality, today, it was not. The reason this event is trending across U.S. and international media is simple. Russia is losing more Ka-52s than the Kremlin is willing to publicly admit. Analysts estimate that dozens have been destroyed since the conflict began, each one costing Russia millions. Not only financially, but strategically. When a Ka-52 falls, Russia loses more than technology. It loses the ability to protect infantry columns. It loses reconnaissance capability. It loses intimidation, power projection, fear factor. All of this collapses with every helicopter that stops flying. But here's where today gets interesting. New footage shows not only the burning wreckage, but also the trajectory of the missile that struck it. Experts believe Ukraine used mobile anti-air systems or man-portable launchers, systems small enough to move, hide, reposition, and strike without warning. This suggests that Russian helicopters are no longer safe even at low or medium altitudes. Think about what that means. A $16 million asset with crew, gear, and strategic importance, eliminated by a fraction of the cost weapon. A high-value loss delivered by low-cost resistance. That is the modern equation of war. And today, that equation favored Ukraine. Now, why is this loss so alarming for Moscow? Because the Ka-52 is not just another machine. It is elite hardware. It is used in Russia's most critical frontline missions, assaulting Ukrainian positions, escorting convoys, launching guided strikes, breaking through defensive lines. It is armored. It is fast. It is built to survive. And yet, today it did not. When a system engineered for resilience falls, generals pay attention. Intelligence agencies pay attention. The world pays attention because it exposes weakness. What's more, this is not a one-time story. In recent months, reports indicate Russia has lost multiple Ka-52s, some in direct combat, others while grounded, refueling, or repairing. There are confirmed cases of Ukrainian forces hitting helicopters at airfields deep inside Russian territory. That means distance no longer guarantees safety. Airfields no longer guarantee safety. Even the sky no longer guarantees safety. That is a tactical shift, one that could reshape Russia's military planning going forward. NATO analysts are now examining one critical question. Is Russia's air protection collapsing? The Ka-52 is supposed to operate behind layers of defense, radar coverage, electronic warfare, ground anti-air units, response teams. Yet this helicopter was hit near the front line at dawn, when visual identification is clearer, when patrol systems are alert, when aircraft should be safest. The fact that Ukraine struck at that hour and succeeded signals tactical confidence. It also signals Russian vulnerability. Some experts describe this as the beginning of a pattern. Precision hits, high-value targets, timed at moments when attention is lowest but visibility is highest. Ukraine is using timing, terrain, surveillance drones, coordinated missile units. The war is evolving from heavy armor, tank assaults, and artillery duels into a battlefield ruled by precision, mobility, and speed. And in this evolution, expensive hardware like the Ka-52 is becoming more of a liability than an advantage. So what happens now? Russia will likely attempt to increase protection for its helicopters, pull them farther from front lines, rely more on long-range weapons, reduce low-altitude missions. But doing that means reducing pressure on Ukrainian defensive lines, giving Ukraine more breathing room, more time to fortify, more space to maneuver. A single loss creates ripple effects. A single strike shifts behavior. We live in a world obsessed with perfection. Perfect body, perfect timing, perfect plan, perfect results. And because of this obsession, most people never even start. They wait for everything to align before taking the first step. But perfection is just an illusion. What matters is movement. Growth doesn't come from thinking, planning, or dreaming. It comes from action. Tiny, imperfect, uncomfortable action. No one becomes great in a single leap. Skills sharpen with repetition. Confidence builds through attempts. And success comes from showing up even when you don't feel ready. Your first video won't be perfect. Your first business won't explode. Your first step might even embarrass you. But that's how progress works. You improve by doing, by learning, by adjusting. Every rough draft is better than a blank page. Every step forward is worth more than standing still waiting for perfection. So start small. Start messy. Start afraid. Because progress compounds. One page, one workout, one more day of effort. Perfection is a trap. Progress is transformation.